As of this morning, a major corruption operation has been carried out.
December 17th and 25th, the major corruption and bribery investigations of 2013.
Corruption. We were on the side of justice, yet people were angry at us. That's when the fractures began.
What is your initial reaction after seeing the exhibition and hearing these stories from the documentary?
It's terrifying. That's my initial reaction, is it's terrifying.
Being imprisoned with their children or being separated from their children, either way, was just heartbreaking.
Learn about all this injustice that happens to mainly women around the world, not just in Turkey, but also around the world.
Very sad because I'm a woman and I take care of women a lot and I support women. I just wanted to say it's really heartbreaking to see those women died in the prison and lost their lives.
Living in America, we do not have any idea of what other countries go through.
I couldn't stop thinking how people can behave in such cruel ways for no reason, especially the woman who drowned in the river with her children, and how the husband was the only one in their little family that survived. And it made me think of him sending in these items to tell their stories, and it really broke my heart thinking about.
Is there any particular story or object in the exhibition or the film that really personally affected you?
I was really drawn to the judge's robe. I'm an ordained minister in the Christian tradition, and I have a black robe, and so when I saw it in the exhibit, I immediately was drawn to it. Because that is a mark of privilege and authority, and to have that stripped away without any excuse or reason as to what she was actually being charged with. So the robe really hit me, because I feel like if that were to be stripped from my identity as clergy, as she is judge, without any reason for it, that one really stuck out to me.
The ending, where the women just talked about how they did not feel like there's anything they needed to apologize for, like just their strength in it, to be willing to still say, like, I didn't do anything wrong, like to stand in that courage and strength, it stood out to me.
How traumatizing that must be. She talked about wearing several layers of pants just to delay the rape. That is so sad.
When there's injustice in war and oppression, it's the children, the most innocent, who suffer the most. And so when you get to see that in real life and hear their story and see their toys or their clothing, it's moving, especially with what's recently gone on in the world. Seeing the children suffer, it's hard. Yeah.
Stories of the women who were imprisoned with their children, because I think that as any individual, as any mother, to go through that experience would be extremely hard, but then to also go through it and know that your children are being neglected and imprisoned.
When you hear of women being raped and tortured and being taken away from families and children, especially I'm a mom, so it's touching.
The Kurdish lady that she tried to put her hijab on, and they told her is banned and she can't wear it, and she wanted to have her hijab no matter what, and she's so brave to ask about their dignity and her hijab to stay on her head.
I saw a couple of these, but the handmade toys for the children, there was one specific one that was like purple yarn, and it made me so sad thinking about, like, even in the situations that some of these women were forced into, they still were thinking of how can I, like, create goodness for the loved ones in their life, and like to worked so hard just to make a toy for her child. It was really impactful for me.
What message would you like to send to people who are suffering from human rights abuses under oppressive regimes?
Share your story because it needs to be told. It's not just a statistic.
I'm from Syria. I lived under a harsh regime, and I have suffered because I have been through this war condition for 10 years, and I want to speak out on my people behalf and show the word that we tried so hard to get this regime out of the country, and we made it, thank God. And we just ask for dignity, for human rights, and for our freedom. And this is my message, just to stay, keep going, keep fighting, because good things gonna come to you no matter what.
I think the message I would say is that we hear you, and we will keep listening, and we will not look away. That there are people out here that will be your voice when it seems like you're silent.
Continue to be strong, continue to fight, and continue to speak up.
I would say to them just to know that they're not alone, even when it feels like they're so alone, and that there's no hope, that there's people out there that care, and that to hold on to hope.
All I can say is to stay hopeful and to just remember to have hope for the future and have hope for your family.
I will say keep being strong, because there is a God, and that God will see you through it all.